Good morning and welcome in for another video of myself, Darren, HGV Class 1 driver here in the UK. And right now, I'm trying to locate my truck so we can get the fuel card out. As today, we're picking up the new hire unit, as my truck is still getting repairs done and hopefully it should be back on the road for tomorrow. Well, that is definitely something I didn't expect to see. I think this is one of our old fleet and by the looks of it, it's not moved for some time, has it? I'm looking at the reg as well, it's a 2015 plate. So it must have been one that we part X'd or something. Quite possibly anyway. And that's another truck that's definitely seen better days. 10 minutes later, still can't find where my truck is amongst all the other MAN trucks. It's absolutely freezing today. But on a good note, it looks to be a nice one a little bit later on. Found it. No wonder I couldn't see it at first. It was around the back. And the model number of this MAN truck that we're taking on a hire is a TGX 26500. Seems to be fairly clean inside. A little bit of wear and tear, but with the age of the vehicle, that's all right. Fridge has seen better days. Definitely not putting my food in there. However, though, it does have a microwave, so that's not too bad. Again, though, looking at the state of the fridge, I wouldn't trust my food in that microwave either. Now, the question is, where do I put my cup? Because there's no cup holders. Why is this truck got no cup holders? Raise the sun visor. You may notice on these older trucks, especially the MANs, the window screen is humongous. But however, the blind spot, what you do need to be careful of, is there. So when you're looking at a junction, I might show you a little bit later on with POV, but looking out on the left hand side, you can see cars coming down the road and disappear for like 3 or 4 seconds. So you bear that in mind if you are driving your trucks and stuff. Just try and have a little move yourself around so you can see a little bit better. But that mirror is chunky. Right then, so the gears for this one, I don't know if you can see it on here. I presume left is going to be reverse. No, reverse is on the right hand side, so always double check on there. It'll be like so. Checking the mirrors, going out nice and slowly. I can see another vehicle being moved around behind me. Where's he gone? Just creep it out a little bit, because I think he's gone the other way. They're always very tight around here. Make sure on that mirror it's just past. Change forward. Another way of finding out, by the way, because this is all scuffed, you can't really see like reverse, first, or etc., or drive, or whatever it is for automatic. But on here, you can see it's got A4, so it's automatic in gear 4. Ooh, a little bit of a bumpy one, that. Turn the lights off. And away we go. Hopefully the camera's all right for you. You're enjoying this experience. If you are, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Plan of action for today. We've got to drive back to our yard, hook up to a trailer that's been loaded already. And then we are off down Birmingham. That is right. Off to Birmingham today. I've got to say, hopefully it's not in the centre of Birmingham. Or driving through some of the suburbs. I'm having a few issues at the moment in Birmingham. Don't know if you've seen it all over social media. With the bins not being emptied. Bin men are currently on strike. So instead of taking the rubbish down to the tips, it's pretty much just piled up all over the place, isn't it? It doesn't look nice. And I think they've just declared an emergency for health and safety due to being overrun by rats. So they've got some really big problems down there at the moment. hopefully it gets sorted out soon. So it looks absolute chaotic on the social media side of things. Obviously they're only going to show the worst parts, aren't they, on social media. I know 95% of the place is going to be okay, nice and clean. But it was a little bit of an eye-opener when I seen it all. I was like, wow, that's bad. Got road closed there as well. I'm trying not to move my head too sharp, because I don't want to create motion sickness for you. If it does start to happen, I do apologise in advance. That's why I don't do the whole vlogs in this view. When I get back to the yard, I have to mount, set up on the dashboard so you can see a little bit better. But this is just a little bit of a POV, so you can see hands on the steering wheel, etc., how professional I am at driving, you know. Down and around. Very bright that sun today, isn't it? And it looks to be an absolute belter of a day later on. I think it's going up to, I think it's like 14 degrees or maybe even 18 degrees. Well, that's just made the window a lot worse. Might have to have a play about with the suspension on the seat, because at the moment I'm bouncing all over the place. Which is probably not good for the POV shot. Just watching my head bouncing up and down for a little bit. Time is currently 7:20. Should be back at the yard in about 25 minutes, give or take. And it's pretty much just going straight down there, the A580, down East Lancs, down to Haydock. Just been speaking to the van driver Robbo, and he was on the other side going towards Ashton, and he was telling me the traffic is backed up all the way down to Haydock, and the traffic on the other side is backed all the way down towards Haydock as well, going to Ashton. I think they've closed one of the junctions. Might have been an accident on the M6, junction 25 I think he said, for Wigan. So everybody's trying to cut through Haydock to Ashton to get to Wigan. Time is currently 9:10. So you're back end of the school rush hour. I think they start about 8 o'clock anyway, to be fair, or maybe 7:30. Not really too sure these days. Well, if this is a sign of what it's going to be like today, I think we're in for a long day, aren't we? Our first delivery point is over at Iceland, and that's booked in for 12 o'clock. And then after Iceland at Birmingham, we've got just north east of Birmingham, Sutton Coldfield. And then after that, somewhere around the West Midlands, and then I think it was Bromsgrove and Shrewsbury last. So on the way back up, we've got a 9 pallet order. Originally it was meant to be the 9 pallet order at Shrewsbury first, but due to messing around, getting the unit, etc., then stuck in traffic, I've switched the run around a little bit, so it's going to be the last one instead, due to the timed booking over at Iceland. We've got to make sure we get that one for 12 o'clock. Still need to get some fuel on the way down as well, so that's going to put a little bit more of a delay on. Originally I was meant to be on a different run, would have been quite nice and easy local stuff. We had one of the drivers phoning sick late last night, so it was a switch for me to do their run. Ideally, it should have been loaded last night. Start at 6 o'clock, jump into my own unit, and be on the road to be heading down south for 7. Second part of the load, all nice and secured and ready to go. A little truck appreciation there. That's a real nice Volvo, isn't it? For our first delivery, it is 2 hours drive away, 93 miles. Yes, you heard that right. First delivery. Now we're on the road. The M6 is actually cleared up a little bit, so it's not all that bad so far. I mean, I've only been on for a few miles, still got 84 miles left to go. But if it stays like this all the way down, it's not too bad. Little bit thing on the downside I have noticed with this truck, it's limited at 54 miles per hour instead of 56. So either on cruise control or when my foot is flat down, I can only do 54 miles per hour, which is not the greatest really, because it's going to take that little bit longer to get there than what I would doing 56. And I know what you're saying, 2 miles per hour doesn't really make much of a difference, but if you drive in, for an example, an hour, getting there 2 miles quicker within the same time. So it's just over a long period of time, it does add up. And it does make quite a bit of a difference, whether it only be, say, 10-15 minutes. At least try and move over. Flash of the hazard lights for the guy behind. Let's get over again. Got a wide load there in a slow lane. Quite a bit of congestion as well. It starts to get a little bit more heavier. I'm going to have a rough guess, and I think it's going to be about a 7 o'clock finish tonight. I can't see myself doing any collections or back loads, so it's a case of dropping the last pallet off and then heading straight back up north. I've had a 15-minute break already, so that covers the 6-hour working time directive. I just need to take a 30-minute break, and I'll probably do that after Iceland, because that's the time delivery. Get that out of the way, take 30 minutes, and then crack on for the rest of the day. And that could be about 1 o'clock by the time I finish that break. So then I have to make sure I take another break of 15 minutes within that next 6 hours. I think I'll be finishing at 7 o'clock. I need to make sure I take a break between 1 and 7, so I'll probably take, say, 4 o'clock, half 4, another 15-minute break just to cover it, be on the same side. Driving time should be okay. Oh, got a little excavator there. You don't see them loaded up on a rigid that often. Got some more machinery there being pulled along. At one of the low loader drivers. Nice little Volvo as well. Only a couple more weeks now and that'll be me doing this, pulling the caravan off. Got a nice little trip planned off for the next bank holiday coming up. Only down towards the outskirts of Bury. I think it's near Toddington area. Looks quite a nice little place to be fair. It's got a little steam train that goes right past the campsite. So little man's go absolutely love it. And it's just nice to get away just for a few days for the first one of this year. Be a bit more of a test holiday in it. And then in July we're going down to, I think it's like down Devon area. I can't really remember. Leon's probably going to go mad at me now this bit. She's told me about 15 times where we're going. And that'll be for my 40th birthday. It's a nice little getaway. Another really nice day today. Can't really see the temperature. There it is. 16 degrees at the moment. Pretty much t-shirt weather. Got 62 miles still to go. ETA is 12 o'clock, which is good. I still need to try and get some fuel. I'm going to try and stop off at which services would it be actually? I'm trying to think now which one's the next one up. I think it might be Kiel. Try and get some fuel from there. Ooh, not good. Not good. Still on the M6 southbound, 37 miles left to go now. By the looks of it, we've had a little bit of an accident up ahead. The time is 11:15. So I've got 45 minutes to do 37 miles to get there on time. I still need to try and get fuel ideally. Oh, this is not good. Trying to think. Right, let's get in this lane. And if it doesn't clear up by the time I get to the split road of carrying on the M6 or going to the toll road, I'll go towards the toll road. Just try and work out how far away that is though, because that could be quite a bit of miles. We've only just gone past Stafford. I'm not crossed Cannock just yet. Can't let it stress you out though, it is what it is. If it gets refused, because we turn up a little bit late, you can always get delivered tomorrow. That's the main thing you need to remember. And you can look after your safety then. Make sure you don't cause any accidents whilst rushing around. a little bit of a setback. It's the way you got to see it. Got signs up now for the first 2 lanes to move over. It seems like everybody's staying in the first 2 lanes instead. And the next matrix signs, I can see 2 lanes closed, lanes 1 and 2. So these folk need to try and move over quick as they can. Still got quite a few folk in the first lane. He's going to try and jump in front. Give a little bit of space. Still got drivers driving down, trying to cut in last minute, aren't they? Guarantee you that won't be the last one you just seen drive past. I don't think it's a bad accident though. God would have closed the whole motorway really. Maybe a vehicle breakdown, tyre change. Or maybe a few cones. So the closed 2 lanes. I don't really know why the lanes are still closed. Couldn't see any damage to anything. It's a little bit odd, that one, isn't it? Unless I actually missed something. I don't know why they closed 2 lanes. Oh well. At least traffic's opened back up. Nobody's injured. It's always good. 4 miles away from the client now. Due to get there for 12:15, which isn't too bad considering we had to stop for fuel. I put 120 litres in. And that'll do me for the rest of the day. Because it's a hire vehicle, there's no point filling it right up. Got to try and keep it around half, maybe quarter of a tank when it goes back. And following it for northeast. Need to make sure I come off at the right turn. Get onto the M42 itself. Sounds really windy out there actually as well, doesn't it? No, I guess we do. No, wait, do we stay out? No, we'll stay in this lane, it's alright. Come off at junction 9. Well, that's definitely something you don't see every day. It kind of looks like that little car is half built. or its wheels are too small for the size of the body. It just doesn't seem right, other than the door is missing, obviously. I think it's called a Outin, possibly like a kit car. Very unusual, that is for sure. Trying to follow around for the A446. Been given a B now, and it's this one right here in between the two trailers. Doesn't seem to be too bad. It's a nice Scania, isn't it, over there? Nice and gentle steering. Straighten it up. Back we go. Can't see anything out the mirror. And so I guide it in very gently, so it cause any damage to the bay or the trailer. Time is currently 1:45 and light has just turned green as I started recording. That's a little bit odd. I've been waiting about 40 minutes for this. Before I do forget, I'd like to give a quick shout out to Steve from Oxford. Thanks very much for watching, mate. Take care and have a great day. Our next job is 15 miles away and it's on the west side of Birmingham. About a half-hour drive to get there. Time, mate. My word. It's 5 to 2 already. Generally, where has the day gone? I was in there just over an hour. An hour too long. The next place we're going to is Sutton Coldfield. It's only 5 miles drive. Should be there for about 2:10. And it's only 3 pallets getting taken off. To be fair, they're normally pretty quick at this next place. Flash him across. Mate. A little bit of an awkward one down this road because you get all the trailers parked up and down, but also you got the little barriers in the centre of the road as well. Got to try and bob and weave getting past, especially when you got a lot of traffic oncoming as well. Stay in the second lane, get past all these parked vehicles. That guy on the right's got a satellite dish. And which way am I going? Following it straight up towards the 446. Following for the A446 as well. And towards Lichfield and Birmingham we're following it. I know I've probably said it a few times already, but what an absolutely lovely day it's turned out to be. Weather-wise, work-wise, could go a little bit smoother. Job number 2. Little secret hidden speed bump then. Yep, the yard is empty, that's good. And I've got 3 pallets all loaded up, ready for them to take off. Going around Spaghetti Junction. I'm following it for the M6. And I want to connect them to the M5 afterwards. Staying on left hand side, M6 northwest, M5 southwest. Ease off a little bit. And then we're staying on here now for the next 4.5 miles. To junction for the M5 southbound, and in total it's 9.5 miles left to go. Still another 25-30 minutes drive. Oh dear, I've got to come back in all that traffic, and the M5 north did not look fun either. 600 yards until I'm at the destination. Lionel Street I'm looking for. I speak to the guys that I've just made the delivery at, and they were saying unfortunately just had a robbery last night and the buggers have stolen one 7.5 ton truck and 3 pickup trucks as well. Little buggers, aren't they? Can I do a right here? Because Satnav's trying to tell me to go left. It looks like I can go right, so may as well stay put in here. Woo, it's getting warm now. 20 degrees, oh my word. That's the first time it's hit 20 degrees, that is for sure. For this year, so it's got to be the hottest day of the year then, hasn't it? Got to be. Ooh, right then. Let's get these last few jobs done. I'm going to phone the office shortly. Just giving a heads up that I'm going to be at this next one just before 4 o'clock, and then the last job is most likely going to be around 5 o'clock, so I need to make sure it's open. There's no point turning up there if it's going to be closed. And I hate failing jobs, I really do. Unfortunately, when you get days like today, you can only try your best. Just had a pretty bad start really, didn't we? Wasting time collecting a new truck, and then the trailer not being loaded when it should have been loaded last night, but we didn't have enough trailers over at our Haydock branch, that's why it didn't get loaded. Unfortunately. Looks fair and nice, that, to be fair. Safe to say, if the traffic does stay like this, it's going to be a little bit hit and miss whether we'll be able to make it. I've moved probably about 200 yards in about 10 minutes. I'm hoping it's just a case of congestion. We're coming up to 3:30. Still got 16 miles to go. I've spoken to Andy already in the office. He's going to give the client heads up, but he does believe it's between 5 and 5:30 anyway when they do close, so hopefully we can just make it there for around 5:15, and they'll hang around until 5:30 if needed. I feel like I've been here before, but it just looks a lot different with all the roadworks that are going on. Come on. Thank you. Time mate, thanks for waiting. Yeah, I have actually been here. If I remember correctly, if you go straight down here, there's a roundabout. And I think it's like an Asda of some sort at the end. It just looks completely different. I've not been here probably over a year anyhow. Oh yeah, it's the one I've got to reverse down there. Yeah. So oh, this is tight. Oh my word, I've not even had time to set my camera up. It's a little bit difficult. Especially when it's rush hour, we've got cars coming out at the moment. So, I mean, we got cars reversing behind. Cheers, mate. Have a look at this then. So we'll get out, double check. Let's have a walk down, and I need to get right down to the end there. This is on this side. So if I carry on going down, I should just be able to make it past. Just need to keep close to these cars as I can. Just drive it forward. Just so I can see out the passenger side mirror. See how much space I've got to turn. Woohoo! Spicy. Wow. That should do about there. I just need to go and speak to the guys, see if we can offload it to where it is. But right there is where I've just had to reverse from. Well, that was a little bit of a tight one there to get in. Let's get that up. Let's get the window down. Let's put it into gear. Hopefully you guys can see okay. And instead of going left, which I can go to get out and go right round instead. So I'll keep close to over there, look at that top mirror, head out. And then look like an idiot to everybody driving past. Or you got a big camera on your head. Alright then. So mirrors are all clear. Stay there, love, stay there please. No, don't creep forward. Keep an eye on the headboard. Whew. Keep an eye on the mirror, going past all the vehicles. The wife starts ringing, so I'm gonna have to ignore that. So we can pull over in a minute and sort the sat-nav out for our next destination. Need to try and find somewhere a bit more suitable, then I can sort the hands-free out so I can answer the phone. Keep an eye on the mirrors. I'm not gonna lie, ladies and gentlemen, there was a little bit of a sweat on just then. Let's pull right over and sort our next destination out. Whew. I knew there was something down here, shopping centre wise. It's a Morrison's, not an Asda. But it had been a while though, to be fair. A little bit of bad news though. This last job is, unfortunately, I think I might be failing it. I've just rang the office up, told them ETA to get there because the traffic is so horrendous around here. It's going to be about 6:30 realistically getting there. And they shut between 5 and half 5. Which is not ideal. Got a lot of roadworks around this area, so it's adding on to the time delays really, isn't it? We're quite a bit. 60 miles to get there, and it's currently at 4:30. Wow, it's going to take 2 hours to get there. I don't like it when I fail a delivery, I really don't. I like to try and get everything 100%. Unfortunately today's just one of them days, isn't it? And it's just out of your control. By the looks of it, I think they're trying to extend this into 2 lanes instead of a single lane, which would help in the long run. It does get quite busy around here generally, doesn't it? I don't think I've got enough driving time to even get back to the yard. I might have to take another break. Still queuing up on the A38, trying to make our way towards the M5 North. Time is now 20 to 5 already. Traffic today has not been too great, unfortunately, and I think there's going to be a lot more traffic to come, especially with it approaching 5 o'clock where we are in the country. Got to get past Birmingham. I mean, if it was to get back to the yard, it's probably going to be about 7 o'clock if we went straight back to the yard as well. Yeah, okay. Just ignore the huge camouflage truck, which is right next to you there, Mr. Taxi. It's fairly close to them. I'm on the way to failing delivery. I don't want to be knocking off a taxi at the same time. I'm on the way to failing a delivery. I don't want to be crashing and writing off a taxi at the same time, especially when it's not my fault. What was on the back of that truck then? Releasing ram car. The guy's just sat there on his mobile phone, blatantly. That is one of my pet hates, it really is. Especially when it's a truck driver doing it, then you should know better. But when they blatantly got the phone holding it to the rear, steering in one hand, it's not a good example, is it? It gives us professional drivers, well, we're only professional drivers really, aren't we, when it's an accident or anything, but it gives the driving industry a bad name. A little bit of good news. Spoke to Scott in the office and we are not making that delivery over at Shrewsbury, so that saves a little bit of time because the ETA of getting there was between 6:15 and 6:30. However though, I'm not going straight home just yet. I've got to go over to our central hub over by Wolverhampton, drop said 9 pallets off, and then continue our journey up back to the yard. And realistically, the way everything's going at the moment, with traffic being as heavy as what it is, just before anybody says, I'm sitting in the middle lane at the moment because the lanes do split off just after this junction, and the far 2 right lanes go off to the north, left lane goes to the south on the M6. So just in case anybody's saying, why are you hogging the middle lane? You shouldn't do that. Oh, I'm coming off, so I'm going this way. Realistically though, with all the traffic etc and the way things are going today, and I've got to get into the queue to unload said 9 pallets, it's not a quick in and out job. I could be there for about an hour to get unloaded, unfortunately. It might be about 8 o'clock finish time tonight, and I started at 6 o'clock this morning, so I'm looking at about 14 hours again, same as yesterday. And I've done 13 the day before. So it's been a very, very busy week, to say the least. It really has been. But it's one of them. You just gotta pull your socks up and carry on, haven't you, really? You just gotta get through it. And the majority of like the long days really, it's been a lot of this. Just traffic all over the place. A bad week for traffic, we could say. However though, tomorrow is going to be an early-ish finish. Oh god, I say early finish, I need to finish at 4 o'clock. It's not really that early for start early, is it? Still a long day. But I've got a dentist tomorrow, so I'll be finishing at 4 o'clock. Dentist appointment is for 5, so I've got a little bit of leeway. And that's really the latest I could get it booked really on a Thursday. And Fridays, I think they close at about 3 o'clock, like part-time hours on a Friday, aren't they? I've got 9 miles until we're at our destination over at Wolverhampton, and about 25, maybe 35 minutes depending on traffic. Oh great, that's what I've got to look forward to on the way back. Hopefully it's sorted by the time I do get back. Oh, it's backing up very quickly. Time has just hit 6:30 and now it's pretty much a race against time if I can get back within the 15 hours. I've had a 15-minute break whilst I was at the pallet track place making the delivery. There was quite a bit of a queue, so I had a 15-minute break, waited for the queue to die down before joining it. I'm currently on 3 hours of driving time, so I've got 1 hour and 30 minutes before I need a 30-minute break. I'm due to get back to the yard in about an hour and 30. So if there's no traffic, I might just be able to get back within a couple of minutes. If traffic is really heavy, then I'm going to be forced to take probably around Lim area, a 30-minute break, and then that will get me back to the yard for about 8:30. So we are cutting it fine right about now, unfortunately. Just go hang fire a little bit with the learner driver, give them plenty of space. And in total, it is 77 miles before we're back to Warrington. And tomorrow, I'm back in at 6:30. So that is pretty much a 9 and a bit hour rest period for tomorrow. By the time I finish, nearer 10, I think it might be just under 10 hours. So it is legal. We can do a 9-hour reduced 3 times a week. Not ideal, but we're able to do it. Time is 9:15, and how much of a difference it makes with the clocks changing. Normally it'd be pitch black at this time of day. All I need to do now is drop this trailer, take the card out, and finish for the day. So I am going to call it a day on the video, so thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you again next time. As always, thank you for all the support. Keep on trucking and stay safe. Bye for now.